So I returned the Callisto Protocol back into Gamestop. Now, before I get into explaining as to why I did that and what led to that decision, I just wanted to make a disclaimer in this video before it started and let you guys know that this is not going to be a full in-depth review of the entire game and story beats or nothing. It's going to be pretty spoiler free actually, because I only played like half the damn game, so it's not like I could really spoil the ending to you guys because I don't freaking know it either. I didn't make it that far. But it's not going to be like a full-on review. I'm not going to give it really my rating. I feel me stopping playing it entirely and turning it back in, trading it back into GameStop is enough of a, rating in its own where I don't have to butcher it. And I feel, just to be fair, since I didn't fully play it, I'm not going to do it the injustice of rating it because I didn't give it the full credit of playing it from start to finish and really seeing all the game had to offer. So I feel it'd be kind of unfair to rate it, and I feel the rating of send it back to GameStop is enough. But if you guys want to know what I traded it in for, I traded it in for store credit, $30 I got for it, and I just put it into the Dead Space Remake, the pre-order towards that. I'm very excited for that freaking game. That's the most excited I've been in the games for a while, since Elden Ring, honestly. And from excited, on my level of excitedness, I'm most excited for Dead Space Remake, then Resident Evil 4, then it was Callisto. Sucks that Callisto had to turn out the way it did because I really wanted to like it. So the first point that I needed to get into that I felt was perfect to start this introduction is the dodge mechanic. This is the first thing I wrote down in my notes. I got notes now. I'm gonna start giving y'all better quality and start giving y'all more better stuff. I got notes, jotting stuff down. You see me. I'm gonna get better for y'all, I promise. I'm gonna give y'all better quality content. But first point I wanted to get into was the dodge mechanic. So the interesting aspect about Callisto is that instead of using your conventional weapons like in Dead Space or Resident Evil 4 or just Resident Evil period, you have weapons in those games, the Matilda, the Red 9, or the line gun, or the plasma cutter, right, in the respective series. Well, in Callisto, Striking Distance Studios wanted to go ahead and use a melee mechanic. And they go pretty hard on that melee mechanic because that's mainly what you're going to be using throughout the whole game. Now, you do get a hold of some weapons, some guns. You get a pistol early on, and then you get like a shotgun. You're able to craft a shotgun and some other weapons. The only ones I know about is the pistol and the shotgun. But obviously, if you're mainly using melee weapons, that means you're going to get up close and personal with the enemies. So, as you guys can see on the prompt on screen, this is a prompt, an in-game prompt you get after fighting your first alien enemy, or biophage is what the alien enemy is called in this game. So yeah, they give it to you after fighting your first enemy. And also, show of hands to those who died to the first enemy. Don't be embarrassed. I did. I died at least like 6-7 times to that prick the first time I played through. Listen, they give you a prompt after you fight him and explain what you were supposed to do. That's like them giving you the test and not giving you no previous review material or anything to understand the test you're taking. You take the test, you fail it, and then she gives you the answer sheets, or not even the answer sheets, but the review sheets of what's on your test or what was on your test. So now that you failed, here's the review for the tester. Here's the actual stuff you were doing on the test and how to do it. Like, thanks, lady. I could have used that literally an hour ago before I took the test. Like, it's kind of unfair is the point I'm trying to get to. It's unfair. You kind of can't do that. Why would they give you the prompt on how to dodge after you need to dodge? Like, it makes no sense. It's a new game. What? It makes no sense. It really makes no sense. So the prompt says hold down A or D. This is a PC. This is a screenshot taken from PC. So for console, it's the left stick, left or right on the left stick. So it's hold left or right on the left stick before the enemy attacks to dodge it. There isn't a timing window. All right, this is one that got me because I thought there was going to be a timing window, and I thought, oh, maybe I might have to, time it right when he's swinging, and there's probably even a perfect dodge, which there is still, but it's not timed. It's pretty simple. Just be holding down A or D or be toggling left or right on the left stick for console before the enemy hits you to dodge the attack. That's it. It's that simple. right? And then they go into mention to dodge a series of melee attacks, hold down A or left on the left stick, then switch to holding down D or right on the left stick before the enemy attacks, alternating between A and D or left and right. Never dodge in the same direction more than once or the sequence will fail. So this is the first big problem, because I did that many times and it failed many times. And I'm going to show on screen now a couple. I hope I have a couple. I think I have a couple. If not, I'm going to look stupid and I'll just have one. But I should have a couple. There's one definitely I want to show you guys because it's ridiculous, where I'm clearly dodging and I still get hit. There is even one scene I want to show you where I'm dodging one enemy and another enemy next to that one or next to me hits me as I'm mid-dodging the one enemy. I'm getting jumped. Like, what? I'm not even going to get into that right now. It's made for a separate point in the video, but it works best of both worlds. It works here too. As you guys can see, this kind of stuff happened to me all the time throughout the game, and I died a lot of times to that mechanic failing. A lot of times, more than I'm even confident in wanting to admit. I died a lot to this freaking game. A lot. There should be an achievement to dying 100 times within the first hour. I'm telling you, and I would have that achievement done and dusted within the first 10 minutes. I'm telling you, I died a lot to this game and it made no sense. And I thought at a point in time I was trash. I was trying to give this game so much of the benefit of the doubt that I was clowning myself in my videos. The parts are there. You guys could check them out if you want. I went, played it. I would get to a part where it'd be hard. I died, but like, oh, it might be me. I might just be trash. You know, this and that. Let me give the game the benefit of the doubt. I even notated in one of my parts. And no, because I didn't know that these problems were happening to other people. I strayed away from reviews and spoilers completely to come into this game blind for you guys. So I didn't know or understand that other people were having these same issues. It wasn't until later that I had watched a YouTube channel by the name of What Culture Gaming where they basically explained the same exact thing that was happening to me was happening to many other people, and it was also a turnoff for other people too, and a reason why a lot of other people stopped playing the game as well. Makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah, it's just that mechanic is one of the big points I wanted to make. It's broken. It is. I know they're putting in patches and stuff to fix it already, but it's one that I feel really hindered the game and really made it to the point where it's unplayable in certain parts. When one of your main core key mechanics are failing in a game, the game is damn near unplayable. And there's certain parts of this game where it is unplayable. Now, the things I'm going to mention in this video when I get to the final part, my last point, you guys, and I'll re-mention this after, all the points I'm making all come in conjunction and work together to screw the game in the worst ways possible. And this all together happened in a way where it just made it unplayable. The dodge mechanic failing alone makes it unplayable, but the fact that the other stuff, like invincibility frames failing, and that moves me on to my next part. Roll the transition. I better put transitions or I'm gonna look like a real dumbass when I go to do that. So an invincibility frame is basically it's a mechanic that's meant to make the game fair. So when complete control is taken away from the player, there needs to be invincibility frames put into place to make the game fair. So just as a quick disclaimer, I wanted to clear some things up. I mentioned this footage in the past already previously, but I put white text on the screen saying I didn't record the footage, but I had forgot I had mentioned the footage again. The footage in question I never actually recorded because I actually played that portion off camera. At that point, I was so done with this game. I got to a hard part with multiple enemies, and it was like my 7th episode, one that's not going to go up on the channel obviously, but I got to that point where I'm like, you know what, I'm done with this video right now. I ended it, and then I said I'm going to start the next video off on a good note, so I decided to finish that area, finish that part off camera, and then start on a new slate the next day, which never eventually happened. But the footage that I'm talking about in question, as I mentioned, happened off camera. I forgot about that. My apologies, but I do still have a couple examples of invincibility frames failing and the unfairness in it, and they'll play right now. You see how that's unfair? I should be able to, while in that mechanic, while in that animation of me dodging the enemy, the one enemy in front of me, I should be at a point where I'm invincible to any hit, to anything, no matter what. I should be invincible to allow me to deal with one enemy, and then the other enemy will still swing, but his swing would just go through me, and then the enemy usually backs up. That's usually how it works in other games. But as you can see, they don't have that mechanic implemented here, and in a lot of other instances, this has happened to me too, where invincibility frames should have been in place and it wasn't, and it led me to dying. And you see what I mean about them blending together? I'm literally in a dodge mechanic, which was my previous point, how that was broken, and now the invincibility mechanic failing, not working, and how in conjunction you see how those screw you at the end of the day. Okay, the dodge mechanic might have worked this time, but boom, the next broken mechanic took its place. It's like when one decides to work, the other decides to come and take its place and be like, hey, I got you, lightweight. I got your lightweight, and then kills you. And it's like, oh, well, thanks. Thanks for making the game hella fair for all of us. So you see what I mean about this mechanic being needed and necessary, and when it's not there, it's broken and it breaks the game. Yeah, it really broke the game in Destiny, and it broke the game for me too many times in Callisto. The fact that there's no invincibility frames is bad. And like I said, once again, it's just a mechanic where it makes you invincible for a certain amount of frames for a certain amount of time, just to allow a more fair and equal chance to the player. Because if that was not there, you'd be getting killed in cutscenes, you'd be getting, and it's happened before where people have died literally during cutscenes. It's funny when it happens, but it'd be a lot of stuff, a lot of parts where you're not supposed to be dying, you'd be dying in. You know, that'd be like dying within the first sequence of Dead Space, where when your character first sees the Ishimura and you guys are flying in the USG Kellion towards the Ishimura, and Isaac just keeps dying over and over again while trying to go through his dialogue. You see how it makes it not playable if that were to be the case? Yeah, so that's another point, and that was another just... It's like a beaker. It's like a science beaker. I'm halfway almost filled up, you know, at that point, and we're halfway to the point where it's like, all right, I'm about to throw this game in the trash. I was looking forward to this game a lot more, and I wanted to like it more than I did. And it's interesting because I was watching Jacksepticeye talk about a couple games on some shorts, on some little short YouTube clips, and people were asking him, where was the Callisto Protocol? And he said he played it, recorded a couple videos, but never uploaded it because of the game being shit, right? And broken right now. Now, okay, I do believe, yes, when it gets patched and when, you know, the Glenn Schofield and the team and the devs down at Striking Distance, when they patch the game, make it more fair, it could be better. But at the end of the day, there's no excuse, honestly, in my opinion. It should have been better than what it was, and as much as they were trying to hype it up, I'm disappointed in the product they put out, and that's not the same developer that made Dead Space. You know, I was really looking forward to more. But hearing Jacksepticeye talk about him not wanting to play it because he could see that it wasn't going to be good, and he could see that he wasn't enjoying it and cut it off, I relate to him a lot in those ways. And I can feel him when it comes to that, and seeing that he has that knowledge because he's been doing this long enough to know what his audience would like, and to know if this game would do good on his channel or not, or which ones to upload, which ones not to. He has it down already, and it's interesting to see that he was able to get that, and that he's able to understand where he stands and where his audience stands, and that he's not going to play the games he doesn't like, that he knows this one's not going to perform well, or he knows this one he's not bonding with it well, so why upload it? And it's interesting, something that I'm going to have to end up building as I continue to carry on my you know, channel building and make this my job one day, because that's the goal. I love y'all. Thank y'all for that Fortnite video too. I saw that. It said what, over 600 views after I saw it? Jesus Christ, I'm famous. Where's the money? Where's the check at, YouTube? Where's my check at, man? Is it time for me to quit my job already? No, just kidding. No, that one day I'm gonna keep on this. It's a lot, because real quick, I just don't want to stick too long on this, but I'm going to be starting school soon, college. I'm going in for computer science for software engineering. And then I will also be juggling my full-time job that I will have to keep because I still pay rent. And then also YouTube. I will keep putting YouTube videos out for you guys. I will. Do not be worried. It's just there may be longer pauses, but you know what? Let me not even say that. It's just up in the air. I'm not going to make any promises or make any definites. Just know that what is going to be definite is that I am definitely going to continue to keep uploading videos, because the motivation is real right now and I got it. Wait till Dead Space comes out. Whole series on my channel, better quality, better content coming to this channel. It's already here right now in the flesh with this video. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. The game was shit, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.